And they were also then looking at how do you manipulate entire populations?
Right.
And you do that by sowing fear, sowing uncertainty, by destroying institutions, by locking people up, keeping them away from social situations, lying to them systematically through propaganda, etc. And they were interested in how do you essentially deconstruct a society,
Right.
make it so disorganized, so chaotic that people will plead for a strong centralized control, and then you can drop that in on them. How would the CIA control a Latin American nation like Guatemala by, through selective use of assassination, and then destroying business opportunities, sowing mistrust in all the institutions, the church, the hospitals, etc., capturing key leaders to use them as propagandists, etc. And they became formulaic. They understood how you can do that.
Sometimes I think, well, we perfected it in all the countries we did it in.
Yeah, and now we did it here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. And it was the 2020 election when these 51 CIA officers signed the letter
Right.
saying Hunter to the laptop was a Russian election interference hoax. But it was what they were accusing the Russians of, they were actually doing.
Yeah.
They were doing election interference on the American people here. That was election interference. And so...
And no one's ever held to account for any of it.
No, and the mainstream media is all compromised now. And they want, this should outrage Americans. This should absolutely, we should be indignant. We should be with pitchforks and torches in Langley surrounding that place saying, how did this happen? And yet the mainstream media, there's not a ripple of even recognition that this was, even though it's all now out, Senate testimony, there's no defense of it. And yet you still have the consensus in the liberal media and in most Americans is that there was no, it was all Russian election interference. It's kind of shocking to me.
It's staggering.